7:42 is your time. We have some medical issues, Al, and fortunately, we know the great people at NovaCare. Would you please do the honors for this guest,
Yes, Dr. Blane Sessions, Philadelphia Hand Center. He's got they have 18 locations throughout Philadelphia and South Jersey. He specializes in orthopedic conditions of the wrist, elbow, and hand, and his office is in Glen Mills. He works with the Philadelphia Union and a number of college athletes.
How do they always get us the perfect guy, Rhea? Dr. Sessions, welcome to our show this morning.
Great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, Doc, you know the wrist better than anyone. So Tiger Woods on a 9T in the finals of the Masters on Sunday, and he hits the club hits a root, and something happens to his wrist. I'll explain what he said, and then tell me if this is really medically possible. Here it is. No, it's not? Oh, we don't have it. All right, hold on. I'll have it. Basically, he hit the root, and a bone popped out, Doc. And he claims that he jammed the bone back in, and then everything was fine. Do we have it now, Joe? Here it is.
Like this little joint that popped out, and I was able to somehow put it back in.
All right, Doc, is that possible?
Well, what he's describing to you is a dislocation of his wrist or a dislocation of the bone, and it's almost kind of impossible for that to happen simply because he was able to play afterwards. It's very difficult to have that. Be able to play another 9 holes of golf after dislocating your wrist or bone. I mean, I guess it's possible, but he most likely just sprained his wrist or tweaked his wrist, so to speak,
And Doc, is it safe to say that there was no evidence of an actual bone protruding here?
You would certainly think that the cameras would have picked up on that. They would have zoomed in and see a dislocated wrist, a dislocated bone of some sort. And you certainly don't see that in his final 9 holes of golf. Certainly he could have had some swelling to the wrist. But he more likely just sprained his wrist.
Doc, I'm more proud than I have a right to be here, but I feel really good that I caught the guy to lie. He probably did this with the women for years with Elin.
You're proud because you got it.
I just knew. You know what it is, Doc? I've seen separated shoulders where they jab it back in. I've seen things go on with the elbow that seem weird. Fingers all the time. I've never seen the wrist. That's crazy. And I'm going, there's no way you could do that and then play.
Guaranteed they would have probably gotten x-rays soon after the course. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he got an MRI as well to assess for damage. And I think you would have heard about the injury a little bit more yesterday than, you kind of did.
Dr. Blane Sessions. All right, Doc, one other one I got to ask you about now.
Sure.
Because we've been talking the last couple of days about Ryan Howard not being able to catch up to a fastball. I mean, a great fastball, like 95, 98 miles an hour. And Al was just telling me he knew that he had lost his reflexes in tennis. You knew, Al, right? You just couldn't get. Doc, what's the medical phenomenon of our reflexes going, and how does it manifest itself in sports? How can we tell as fans when a guy's losing it?
Well, you've got to think he's 35 years of age right now. He's maturing, so to speak. His hand-eye coordination is not going to be the same. His reaction time is not going to be the same as if he were in his mid-20s. And then you sprinkle in some of the lower extremity injuries he's had in the past. So certainly you would think his production is going to decrease over time, just as any star athlete does as they progress through their career.
Hey, Doc, when does that start? Like, when are you at your peak with your reflexes, or when does it begin to go away?
Look, it all depends on the person. It depends on their nutrition. It depends on their mechanics. It depends on what kind of sport they're playing. It depends on a lot of different factors. We're all kind of different and built differently. And so for different type of people, it can, happen at different times during their career.
Fascinating. Doctor, as usual, NovaCare comes up big for us. Doctor, thank you so much for your expertise this morning.
Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Dr. Blane Sessions.